So here we are again, guys, and these are my final thoughts on the Giant Revolt Advanced 1. There are so many superlatives that I could think of when talking about this bike. I have really enjoyed having it so far. I'm really enjoying the tires. But then that comes to one of the faults of this bike, or maybe it's not a fault, but I mean, Giant saying that you can fit a 53mm tire on this bike is really not accurate, in my opinion. Saying that you can fit a 53 is all well and good, but you can't actually fit it, safely or comfortably to be able to enjoy a gravel ride. So for me, since I've run these tires at the beginning I wasn't really thinking about the possibility of any scratches or damage to the bike, and there isn't a lot, and that's mainly because I've been holding back on the gravel, and that defeats the whole point of it. In my opinion anyway, that defeats the whole point of having wide tires on a gravel bike. I've been riding slow, I've been choosing my lines very carefully, and really I just want to smash it. Basically that's what I've been wanting to do, and I haven't been able to do that on this bike with these tires. But the bike overall, I got nothing but good to say about it, but I just wish companies would not say things like, yeah, you can fit 53mm gravel tires in our bike. Yes, because you can. Yeah, you can. I've already been through this with you. You can, but not comfortably and not without having to worry about the bike. So they should really say a 50, in my opinion, 50 or even a 47, even in the longest setting on the flip chip there. So to me, I think it's a bit of an exaggeration by Giant themselves and by many companies who are kind of trying to attract people by the clearances that they have on their bikes. So that's one thing that I really don't like after a couple of months, I guess now it is, of riding this. The second thing that I don't like about what Giant is doing is the amount of protection that they give you on this frame. It's a carbon frame. It's gonna be going off-road, obviously. It's a gravel bike. That's what it's designed for. And you're gonna be smashing gravel, you're gonna get sticks and small branches maybe. You're gonna get mud stuck in there, everything, depending on the season and the terrain that you're on. It's designed for that, and all they give you is a clear plastic, translucent film. On the chainstays, they give you just like a clear film. Let me show you. So the film starts here, and look how far that is away from the actual crankset. Why isn't it down here? Why isn't it all the way down? So it starts here and it ends here, and that is it. And it's just a plastic film, like less than a millimeter thick, I bet, or maybe a millimeter or something at the most. It's just, it is foolish and ridiculous that companies are charging so much for things and then they give you that as protection. And in Korea, I can't even buy the carbon stick-on chainstay protector on the website. I can't even buy one. To me, it's ridiculous. So you got that on the chainstay there. You have no protection in there. There's no plastic or anything, no film, nothing. There's no film here or anything. And those are the kind of areas where you need it, and nothing up here either. Around here, I've stuck things on myself, some plastic film at least. But why can't the manufacturers put those things in to begin with? They create this bike to go off-road. it's going to be, you know, getting some real stick at times from things around it. You know, stones coming up, as I've said, and branches and mud, and if you ride it in snow and things like that, if you've got these kind of tires on, it's all going to get, you know, it's all going to get jammed in there, and there's nothing protecting it. And like the down tube as well, the underside of the down tube, so you've got a plastic film that actually comes from the underneath here, starts here, you know, down here, and it comes up and it actually finishes here. Here, look. Why doesn't it finish off here? The plastic film, at least the plastic film should come up to here. But it doesn't. It's down here, it finishes here, and it's actually running down at an angle. So to me, that kind of thing is also strange. And inside the fork, you know, I've got about 1 centimeter or something of clearance. I showed you on other videos with these tires, but inside the fork there's nothing at all. There was no clear film, no nothing. Why can't they put something substantial in there to protect it? It's a gravel bike, it's going off-road. It's going to be ridden off-road in, you know, conditions that are not favorable to this bike, just to say the least. And so I've put a film in there myself because it's already been scratched from stones and things like that. So those are my bugbears about this bike. Really, you know, clearances, stating clearances that are just not realistic. I wish they were, because I love these tires. So they're stating, you know, 53, but I think that's exaggerated. That's way exaggerated. And also no protection for it as well. No protection for the bike. Wow, this is not a cheap bike. This is okay, it's in the middle of the range, but it ain't cheap. I don't know what it is in other currencies, but it is expensive here in Korea. And that is just the mid-range bike. Just think, if you buy the top of the range one, is it the Advanced Pro or the Advanced Pro Zero or something like that? Imagine you buy that and you get sticky film on there, you know, just to protect your, I don't know, £5,000 or dollar frame, you know, or bike. That is just ridiculous in my eyes. You're paying all that money and they can't even bother to help protect it for you. So anyway, those are my final thoughts on the bike. I don't want to be too negative about it. I've got nothing but good things to say about it. It's just really those two things. So here we are a couple of days later after changing the tires on the bike, and you might think it's very strange of me to change from a 53 or a 52, whatever you want to call it, down to a 40. So here I am with the Schwalbe all-round 40mm, and the reason that I did this was because winter is approaching here now in Korea, and in the mornings it's really cold here. So usually I will start a ride in the afternoon, and then, you know, the daylight hours of those winter days is also short. So I've been wanting to do a bit more road riding, so I've turned it into my winter bike. I need to get some fitness after my crash back in June. I feel like I got no fitness whatsoever. And so that is the reasoning behind this, as crazy as it may seem. But yeah, what can I say now? I really don't like the look of this bike anymore. This bike really suits chunky big tires, and it also, the color, in my opinion, it needs tan wall tires. And if you know anything about tires at the moment, you'll know it's like, oh, it's just like trying to find a unicorn. You can't find the tires that you want anywhere. I actually was looking for the Vittoria Torino Dries in a 47, because I thought they'd be good on the road and I could still do gravel riding on them. and obviously in a tan wall. But can I find them anywhere? Everywhere is sold out, sold out, sold out. It's the same with Schwalbe and Pirelli and all of the most popular tires, and it's really frustrating. You can't get what you want. I've just come back, well, I haven't come back to my house yet, but I've just done about 85 kilometers. I just don't want to go back until I've done 100. And I found the tires good on the road, these tires, these all-rounds. Obviously, you know, the profile of the tire, you can see here, is very, you know, minimal. And so on the road they're pretty good, I think, or that I feel anyway. They're not much different to a road tire. Obviously they're slower, but you can get a good amount of speed with them. But I just did gravel, and as you can see, I just came up here. Well, you don't know that I came up here, but I did come up here on the gravel, and I've been riding some gravel. Maybe 10% of the ride was gravel, and it's sketchy. It's sketchy on this, and the gravel's quite big here, you know, where I'm riding on these tires. I've never wanted to get off gravel so fast. It's so different to those mezcal tires that I had, and I feel so sad these days that they're gone, and I don't think they will return. I'll probably sell them, and I'm going to be looking at the Torino dries. I would like to keep them, obviously, but I think it's just not enjoyable. You're always worrying about the bike when you got those in there. You know, you're worrying about the actual, you know, the gap between the inside of the fork and the top of your tire, and the same on the back. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to be riding gravel always worrying about the bike. And, you know, is a stone going to get jammed in there and damage it, you know, or break something? So anyway, this is my thinking. So this is going to be the winter bike now. So the whole purpose of these videos, these 3 videos, was really to try and help people to make a choice on whether to buy the Giant Revolt or not. And I hope it's been helpful to you. I know it hasn't really been in depth, but it's just about my thinking and my feeling with the bike. And really, I got nothing but good to say about this bike at the end of the day, and I would recommend it to anybody who is thinking about buying it. I've loved riding it. I've loved riding it with those huge mezcal tires on there, and I'm really, really sad now. See, this bike looks naked. It looks naked and bare. It needs it needs something like that back on, and it needs tan sidewalls. I'm sorry, it needs it. I'm sure I'm gonna get disagreements in the comments below, or people who say black tires are better. But on some bikes, I think tan walls are the way to go, and they really enhance the look of the bike. And so, yeah, this bike looks naked, and it doesn't look good to me these days. But it's going to be taking me through the winter, and I hope to show you it as it evolves as well, you know, into next year and things like that. And when I change the handlebars and different things like that, and how you'll see a different look of it. So anyway, guys, it's Friday evening here. Well, no, yeah, coming up to Friday evening now, late afternoon to evening in Korea. And I just want to say have a good day and have a great weekend. I'll talk to you again. Bye for now.